أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. In the name of Allah, the cherisher and the sustainer of the universe, peace and blessings of Allah be upon our noble prophet and messenger Muhammad, his household and followers, and all those who follow the path of Allah to the day of reckoning. My beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, here in Ghana and all over the world. First of all, I want to use this opportunity to speak about something that is dear to my heart, and that is mosque management and administration. Mosque management and administration. Why have I chosen to speak about mosque management and administration? It is one, the hypocrisy in some of us Ghanaian Muslims. You see, very few mosques are run efficiently in Ghana. If you ask me, I can categorize mosques into, different types or different categories. In the first place, we have institutional mosques. The Ghana Police Mosque, for instance, where I officiate as a civilian imam, has the National Mosque in Cantonment, and even in Accra, we have 2 or 3 additional, more than 2. We have one in Osu at the Osu Police Station. We have one at Accra Central. We have one at the Police Training School in Tesano. And then there is one, yes, there are other ones. Good. We also have mosques in almost all the region. In Kumasi, in Palugu, in Tamale, and a host of all other regions in Ghana. The Ghana Armed Forces also have a lot of mosques, with their national mosque situated in the heart of Burma Camp, the Al-Aziz Mosque. The Ghana Fire Service, I believe, have their own mosque, and the Ghana Prison Service have mosques across. Now, these mosques that belong to institutions have a bit of control as far as management is concerned, and therefore these mosques are run as institutions. The second group of mosques are mosques built by individuals. For instance, in Accra here, we have a mosque built by Alhaji Asuma Banda around airport residential area. Then we have another one by Al-Haji Yusuf Dar es Salaam. Alhaji Collins Dauda has a mosque. There are a whole lot of mosques. The institutional mosques, you can even talk about the mosques at the University of Ghana campus, and then you can also talk about the one at University of Professional Studies. So the ones built by individuals and managed by individuals, for instance, they recruit their own imams and then their own muazzins and constitute their own management and then put them on salary or put them on some stipend. Now we also have traditional mosques, like the regional mosques we have, which were built long ago collectively by the community, or individuals build them and hand them over to the communities. These mosques are usually managed by regional and district imams, and depending on the sect, dominant sect in that particular area. There are another group of mosques that are built by philanthropic organizations or Islamic NGOs, either to individuals or to smaller communities and staff. So you don't expect that the structure of all these types of mosques, the structure and management becomes the same. Now, my problem is, I said, one, the hypocrisy in some Muslims. Let's look at community mosque, for instance. If you take a particular community, those who make a lot of noise in that particular community, I can beat my chest and say that these are people who do not contribute penny and do not contribute ideas in terms of managing a mosque in their community. Every professional has a role to play in the management of mosques. This is just preamble. I will come into my central topic. Every professional has a role to play in the management of mosques. You see, churches are run like institutions. If you are a member of a church, first, the church has an administration comprising a secretary, a public relation officer, cleaners, and a whole lot of staff. And all these staff are permanent staff under salary. They are staffs that are paid. Now, how does the church mobilize its money? They mobilize it through through collection of tithes. And you saw how the church argued strongly in the event of the lockdown that at least some of the churches were of the view that they are not in total agreement with the lockdown because it will result in economic crisis. Mobilizing funds to even pay their staff and run their churches effectively would be a problem. So I wasn't surprised when I saw mobile money numbers belonging to different churches. I wasn't surprised when I saw them flying all over social media. So I have categorized mosques for you. If you have just joined us, I want to use this opportunity to speak about mosque management and then mosque administration. At the end of my discussion, I would call for a suggestion. I will call for a model mosque, a model of mosque administration in this country, so that based on that, at least depending on the location, alaikum assalam, good evening, Haj Marwan, depending on the location and depending on depending on the area, depending on the capacity of congregation, they can add and subtract, but at least we should have a model of running our mosque as it is being done in several other areas across the globe. Frankly speaking, now we have moved to a situation where we have mosques as a traditional mosque for spiritual development only, but mosque has moved from those stage to a center of excellence. That is why today, if you go to the national mosque, if you walk into the new national mosque, you will be happy, because within the national mosque there is an institution of learning. There is a library, a proposed house and conference hall for the national chief imam, and then a whole lot of stuff. If you had traveled to some Muslim-dominated areas, you would realize that within every mosque, effectively, you could have cafeteria. You could even have places where you can park your car during the day and pay something. I was even surprised. In most of the mosques I visited in Turkey, you have to pay a token to have access to washroom. There is water outside from a fountain where you can perform ablution, but to get access to the washroom proper, you need to pay a token. And when I asked the managers of the washroom, I was told that the token is mobilized and is used to pay the sanitary workers. Can you imagine on a particular Friday, if at the Cantonment Mosque, for instance, or at the Al-Aziz Mosque, or at the Asuma Bandar Mosque, or at the Dar es Salaam Mosque, or at the Ya Rahim Mosque, if you say that pay 50 pesos to have access to the washroom so that we can mobilize money to pay our staff, can you imagine the insult? When we started this, during the early days of the COVID-19, can you imagine that somebody was entering the mosque at Cantonment and we asked him to open his hands so that we can pour sanitizer on his hands before he entered the mosque? Wallahi, this guy refused to enter the mosque and then went back home. So what am I saying? In the mosque is usually managed by members of a particular area. If it is a community mosque, we can have let me separate them into two. We can have let me choose my words carefully. We can have, for instance, let me see what I wrote here. We can have governance aspect of the mosque. We can also have an administration aspect of the mosque. Let me explain. For the governance, or before even I come to the structure, let me explain some of these things, because most people are now joining me. Yes, like I said, in a community mosque, usually the management is done by the local people, headed by the imam. And the imam, in his wisdom, bring a lot of people together, and these people would help to help him manage the mosque. Now, depending on the psyche of the imam and his openness, you would realize that some imams open up while others do not, based on, the criteria differs. So, like a mosque in an indigenous area built by the indigenes is mobilized and led entirely by local imams or local indigenes. Now, the aim of the mosque primarily is to do da'wah. It's for prayers and to some extent for social events. A study I read shows that yes, the study I read before me here shows that a model mosque is managed by an indigenous people has the following features. There are 6 factors that contribute to the acceptance of messages delivered in the mosque. If you like, let's call it dawah. And listen to these factors carefully. 1, the attitude of the imam or the aptitude of the leader. I'm saying that there are 6 factors that contribute to the acceptance of messages delivered in a particular mosque. The attitude of the preacher or the imam, the image of the imam, the background of the congregation or participant at the mosque, and the personal characteristics of the individuals in the mosque. So now let me go to my suggested model. I said that based on what is happening here, okay, let me explain the conspiracy before I go into the model. I am saying that there is some kind of hypocrisy in us as Ghanaian Muslims. Now look at the mosque in your area. Look at the imam. Look at the ladan or the muazzin. Look at those who are in charge of the mosque and tell me whether you have sufficient funding to support those people. Who pays the imam in our local mosque? He does the awri for you, you give him a token. That's why some of my imams, if we speak on their behalf, sometimes they are also annoying, and then they get angry because of certain things we see. Who pays the muazzin? In the years past, even if you are a muazzin, you are denying a wife in a community. Why am I talking about the hypocrisy? You see, when this COVID-19 donation started, then I saw people, influential people, writing on social media that they have seen churches donating to the fund, but they have not seen mosques. They have not seen Muslim organization. Munafunchi Kawar. You, the individual speaking, how much have you contributed in the mosque in your area? Have you initiated any program in the mosque in your area? You think you are wise? You can come to social media and write all nonsense. But you go to the mosque and you will not even contribute a penny. And without shame, you will come to the mosque or the administrator of the mosque, and ask for support for your wedding, for your naming ceremony, and then for your sick relative and staff. We should fear Allah and know that one day we will stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All I am calling for is that our mosques are not structured. Very few are run based on have effective managers. So let us all agree that on that score, about 70% of our mosques are not run efficiently. We should go back. I know that if everybody lives in a particular area, maybe during the day you might be working in town, but at the end of the day you will go back to your area. Let us have statistics of people in a particular area. In Nima, for instance, there are a whole lot of mosques, but you have a particular mosque where you regularly pray. Let us have the statistics of the people who pray there and have a benchmark of either weekly or monthly collection. And our imams too should not be the sole managers of this funding. The money should be mobilized professional. That's why I said earlier on, no matter the kind of profession you have a role to play in the mosque. If you are somebody with finance or accounting background, offer your service to the mosque. If you are a mason, offer your service to the mosque. If you are a tiler, if you have knowledge in sanitation, an administrator, then you constitute a very vibrant committee. You accuse local imams. For instance, when you come to Cantonment as an imam, you will not even have access to the money or the funding. But as local imams, they have direct access to the funding. Yes, come as a strong committee or management team and then agree to pay the imam weekly stipends or monthly. Make him comfortable and he would not go near your fi sabilillah. Now this is the model I am proposing. In every mosque, we should have governance, those in charge of governance and those in charge of administration. One, those in charge of the governance of the mosque should be headed by the imam and his deputies. Every mosque must have an imam, and every mosque must have at least 2 deputy imams. Then we have the muazzin. Now we could also have some scholars in the community who are not necessarily the imams, and at least 2-3 of them, because those imams should be doing dawah in the mosque. And we should also be gender sensitive in whatever we do, that we reserve a desk headed by a woman who occasionally meets with management to brief them. If anything that has to do with women, it has to be referred to a desk so that she can manage it very well. So these people would constitute a committee, okay? That is the governance of the mosque committee. And then in addition to this, then we have the administrative committee. I don't know whether this one should be the administration or governance. Good. but forget about my terminologies. Then we can, in order to involve professionals, we can have another committee, another set of people. Yes. One, we should be headed by, I don't know how you want to call him, chairman or what. This chairman should not interfere with the governance of the mosque, with the administration of the mosque. That one should be left with the scholars. We should have a deputy or two deputies, a secretary, and then an accountant or stroke treasurer. Now the other committee will now put we'll put these two together, and they would form the governance and administration committee. The governance and then the administration committee. Now, in most of our mosques, we only pay attention to spiritual aspect. Economic development is not part of our agenda as a mosque. There should be a committee, an independent committee, to study the welfare system or the economic level of the people in the system, and then look at a welfare system. Now, the welfare system, every member who prays in the mosque should be levied that at the end of every month, the person must contribute something into running the welfare of the mosque. And then we can also have an economic department that will establish, for instance, a cafeteria in the mosque premise where you can have hot tea, where you can have lunch, maybe lunch only, and hot tea during the day. And the money should be put into we can also have a small market, an Islamic market around the mosque, managed efficiently by the economic the empowerment team. And here we can sell Islamic books, we can sell abaya, jalabiya, perfumes, a whole lot of things, and make money for the mosque. If we do this, we will run our mosque efficiently. But please, I have seen a lot of churches that started from zero, and at the end of the day, they are able to come up. People are saying they want to contribute to this. Let me see if I can get another phone so that I can allow you to contribute. Okay, I have another phone here, but I will not tell you the number now. I will tell you the number later. Now, some mosques built, especially those ones built by NGOs, because you didn't use your own money to build the mosque, people just are not concerned with it. Listen, wallahi, when you come to the cantonment mosque, aside the civilian employees who are paid by government, we have realized that during the day, especially Friday, there is too much pressure. There is too much pressure on our washrooms. And therefore, we hide the service of an individual whose office is directly in front of the washroom. Those who patronize our mosques know. And 24/7, he washes and cleans the place and makes it neat. People complain of bad odor, and the management decided that they should put fans so that people, even while in this situation, can enjoy themselves. At the cantonment mosque, let me tell you this secret, the secret of our success. We have a dawah committee. We have a finance committee. And then we have an estate committee. the Dawah Committee, and then we have management and administration. The administration and management, because it is an institution, the mosques belong to Ghana Police Service, we cannot run the same system. And therefore, the management is headed by Superintendent of Police Imam Hussein. And then he has a secretary, and then we have uniformed policemen also around, and we constitute the management and administration of the mosque. And then secondly, we have a Dawah committee headed by Imam Hussein, okay, and I support him. Then we have some brothers. Then we have estate and then finance committee. The finance committee is headed by Salim Kalmoni of Japan Motors, business-oriented person. So he's contributing his professional knowledge. Then we have in the financial committee, we have Hajia Azara, who has been, I mean, everybody knows her to be a big banker in this country. Then the wife of Mr. Ndani, Hajia Safura. Yeah, so we even have women in our committees. Then, if you come to our estate committee, we also have one of the finest. We have even within the committee, we have lawyer Daniel Abdul-Karim, a renowned lawyer, in the committee. Then we have brother Musa Muhammad, who works with Talu. He's it's a chartered accountant and part of this committee. That's why I'm calling professionals to bring their knowledge back. So you see that our committee is solid and then compact, and therefore we try to, project events before they happen. And so that is why for the past 3 years in Ramadan, we are able on our own, with the support of our team in the mosque, to feed every single day in Ramadan, to feed about 400 to 450 people. Usually these people come to pray only Maghrib, and then after Maghrib they take their cho and then they leave. You can also do effective mobilization, and that will happen. Now, the structures in our mosque, like I was saying, you go to a mosque where there is only playing area. They have no store to keep their items. There is no meeting place. If you come to Cantonment, we have a library, we can meet there, and we have a multi-purpose hall with a conference hall where we even rent for additional income. Except that it is very expensive to run the Cantonment mosque. If there is, the need for you to have not a mortuary per se, but a decent place where you can wash your dead body. Your washroom and toilet facilities should be number one. And like I said, there should be enough parking space if you have. But if you don't have parking space, you can look at any open space within the area and then pay a security company for them to protect the cars, because some people come to the mosque under the pretext that they want to pray, but that is not what brings them. Yes, so depending on the location of the mosque, you can decide to add and subtract. Within the mosque too, there should be, we should be looking at prosperity, future, and therefore we should have a team of activities in the mosque. In Europe and America, they do it, cultural days, where different people from different backgrounds come to, for instance, that they bring food from home and share together. At the cantonment mosques, every Wednesday, every Monday and Thursday, we break our fast there. I'm not inviting you to come, but if you come, no problem. There is always a lot to eat and drink. And this one is not provided by the mosque, it's provided by individuals. Youth activities is very important. We always blame our youth, but we don't have alternatives for them. So it's very important in a mosque to have a youth center. If you are resourced, you can put a whole lot of state-of-the-art facilities for children to play when they come to mosques. If there are those facilities in the mosques, a child may tell you, "Oh, Mama, I want to go to the mosque to play." Okay, while praying, there will be azan, and that place will be closed, so he will be forced to go and pray and come back. We should have regular lectures. In so many of our mosques, one imam can lead prayers for so many years. You are not the only knowledgeable person in the community. So if you are appointed as an imam, give opportunity to other scholars in the community to either teach, to lead Juma prayers, to lead regular prayers, and fully participate in the mosque. We have run our mosque one way, such that when an imam is sick, there is a whole lot of problem. In the cantonment mosques, in a month, the cantonment mosques and then the Parliament of Ghana mosques is being run by the same set of people. The Parliament mosques, alhamdulillah, those in the forefront, we have Alhaji Baba, a clerk of Parliament, then hard-working, I've forgotten this man's name, but I will remember. And then all the parliamentarians are supporting, and the staff of Parliament. Even you won't get the opportunity to lead prayers twice. You lead this week, the following week another imam comes. So at the cantonment mosques, though myself and Super Imam are the regular imams there, but we give opportunities to other imams. And we know that these imams too have big mosques they run. But we feel that they say variety is the spice of life. In Ramadan, we take backstage and then we invite other Hufas to lead prayers. We have halakha in the mosque for adults, and we have halakha in the mosque for children, weekends. Okay? Then Imam Hussein teaches Islamic jurisprudence on Friday, on Thursday. Then I teach Islamic history during the weekend. And also we have Dr. Shauki Fatah, who has every Friday gives myself and him give motivational talks. This one has to do with real life situation. We bring issues about employment, unemployment, and discuss, especially with the youth, and give them the opportunity to interact with us. Those who would want to contribute, the number to call, write it. Me, I won't pin it, so write. If you get it, fine. The number to call is 055. It's not easy. Let me check the number before I come to you. The number to call. Charlie. Yes, I will get the number for you. Back with the number 055. Yes, myself, but easy when you Charlie. And he's a Finurul Haq. Kana gari kenan. Wala mutane muna da baushi wallahi. Da kake kan Facebook kana ba mu gana masallaci ba mu gana chief imam. Da yaushe ka taba zuwa ka ba da wani kudi cikin wani fund kaman wani mutu yana nan. Just call it for me. It's sauri go. 5 nawa. Okay, let's go. 694951. Okay, this the number. 055. 5 is 3. 0555. So I'm writing it. 0555 694951. Yes, if you want to contribute, call now. You can also do WhatsApp, a call on the same number. Either WhatsApp or call, you can do anyone. So this is what I have. Because I'm being very emotional, my thoughts are not even organized very well. But inshallah, I will come again. Adnan Kameni. Assalamu alaikum. Anas Yakubu. So you can call to contribute if you have any ideas. Yes, I've written the number. Is there 055 35 6949 and 51. 6949 and 51. I'm just waiting for your call. Just 3 minutes. If no call comes, that will be the end. Tomorrow, I will organize the thoughts very well and come. So, it is very important. Let me go through the governance and administration team. The mosque should have or should institutionalize governance and administration team. Every mosque must do that in order to ensure good management. The organization should be led by a chairman, a secretary, and a treasurer, and each position should be exposed to the details of the respective duties for the other concerns. And it should not be life for life. Somebody can be a chairman of a mosque for life. Yeah, Kakadeni. They should have terms of reference and they should work within. And this chairman is not bigger than the imam. The imam is the most important person in the mosque. So he is leading the spiritual team while the others are leading the developmental team. So they put the two together. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum. Lafiya lau shek.
Na kira dai ne mu dai gaisa dai ne. Allah ya saka da alheri kuma Allah ya taimaka.
Amin. Ya hankuri wa ke kiran.
Ya hankuri.
Ba easy bane. To ban da jin ka da kyau ka kira kuma dai ba easy bo. Naam, I'm still waiting for your calls. Naam, Sheikh Dr. Saad Mega, Jazakumullahu khairan. Naam. To, salamu alaikum. Salamu alaikum. Salamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Na'am, wa ke kira?
Malam Mosque ne daga Kumashi.
Okay, Malam Mosque, ina jin ka.
Ina kan programin ko.
Kana kai.
Gaskiya na ji daɗin bayanai da kan bata administration masallaci da yadda ya kamata tafiyar da al'amuran baki daya.
Na'am.
Na ji daɗin wanda sare-sare. Amma da son mu ne a yi kokari irin wanga marewa a yara sauran masallatai al'umma baki daya. Don gaskiya wannan COVID-19 zan bai zon ga ya kara wayar da hankulan mu musulmai mu gane lot of shortfalls da muke da shi wajen administration masallatai mu wajen administration makarantar mu yanzu za ka dubi zuwa ga most of the churches za ka cewa dama suna da kudade da suka ajiye dama su taimaka wa mutanen su taimaka ma gwamnati su taimaka ma duk wani bangare da suke so na tattalin wannan ciwo da ake yi amma ka dubi na musulmai duk wanda zai nufi ya taimako duka sai ya za su ake da masu kawo tukunna a kai kaga kullum mu muna sa zero ne tukunna mu kare kawai kuma gaskiya dan garin yana da ban tarihi sai dan kamar rashin da mutane ba su aiki kudade ba su shigowa kuma gashi ana neman wa kai taimako za mu je mu kai a cikin ofishin hukuma za mu je mu yawa mutanen mu sai bar kamar lamarin ba zai tafi ba ba za a samu wannan bukatan ba zai biya ba amma da ce akwai tsare masu kyawu an tsara ana iya tara kuɗi a bar wani ana kawo zakka masallaci a mazan sadi wanda wani bai shakkan zuwa da kuɗi masallaci bai shakkan cewa zai ka kuɗin shi na ci bai shakkan cewa idan an ca ka taimako masallaci ba wani zai gina gidan shi wani sa jifin shi ba da ya taimaka mutane ko su samu kwazo wajen taimaka ma aikin Allah ya zama mun waye gari musulmi karfi a kasan Ghana don gaskiya lamarin ya yi don kunya sosai a ce hukuma da ta bude wannan misali sai ka ce an bude na arnani saboda shi zama dubin laifin da hukuma ta fito da shi wanda ta ba municipal assemblies da GCEs da sauran office na mu duka a yi taimako a raba taimako Ghana duka za ga rabin fada sa tura gaba rabin fada zalla locations kuma church zalla ka zabi an share mu musulmai zai su ba sa mu ciki ba don gaskiya ba a ganin mutum tafiyan bangaren hukuma.
To mun gode kware malam barin ɗauki wayansu kuma wa ahsanallahu ilaikum abin ga bai kara bai ya sunan shi anyway na gode kwarai I'm so glad that people are buying into the ideas, but in conclusion what I want to say is that because I'm a bit upset, I am disorganized, but this has taught me a lesson, and inshallah same topic tomorrow morning, so that I can organize myself very well and then take phone with a Bluetooth so that I can take ideas from other people. But in conclusion, I want to suggest that every community is unique in its sense. Indigenous community, like we know, is a community that has been for a long time living together, mostly in Ghana. The mosque, if we bring it up to speed, can be the center that can transform the whole community. So I am calling for experts so that we can have a retreat and design a model for mosque management in this country. That's our duty as researchers. And then when we finish, we will now share it with the whole country. And those who are interested, if it is adopted, alhamdulillah. And then if it is not, alhamdulillah, we have done our bit. I thank you all for your time. And inshallah, I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. so that we take the discussion to another level. I want to thank all of you who have been watching me. Alai Baba Adam, you just joined late. Abu Muwafaq, are you in Ghana or you are in Lebanon? Hajia Mariam, Tamimu Isa, Imam Ali, Alarama Kinda, Sav Iva, Baba Musa Al Hassan, Dr. Saad Maiga, Salix Na Khalifa, Malang, Muhammad Abdul-Rahman. Hey, Charlie, the list is very tall. I can't mention everybody. So, on this note, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you want us to take the discussion further, you can call me on 020-11-8401. 020-11-8401. I thank you for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.